Welcome back to the Deep Dive. I'm your host, and today we are doing something a little different.
Yeah, a little bit of a change of pace for us.
It is. Usually, we're wading through these heavy history books or trying to decode complex scientific papers.
Or getting lost in the future of AI.
Exactly. But today we are getting extremely practical. We're looking at a guide called The Bicycle Jar. And I have to be honest, when I first saw this title, I thought it was a children's book.
It does sound a bit like a bedtime story, doesn't it? The Bicycle Jar.
It really does. But as soon as I started reading the source material, I realized this isn't for kids. Or, well, not just for kids. It tackles two of the biggest sources of, I think, anxiety for adults everywhere. One, money.
Yep, big one.
And two, speaking a second language.
Right, and that's what makes this material so fascinating. It has this dual mission. Most guides, they try to teach you one thing.
One thing and one thing only.
Exactly. This guide is trying to teach you two things at the exact same time, and it's using each skill to sort of reinforce the other.
I love that. The premise is basically manage your money and your English simultaneously. It's about efficiency, I guess.
It is, but it's also about psychology, which I find really interesting.
How so?
Well, you said it. Both money and language are things we tend to get emotional about. We get embarrassed if we make a grammar mistake. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Or if you can't find the right word.
And we get terrified if we look at our bank account and it's, well, empty.
That's a great parallel. I hadn't thought of it like that.
And the Bicycle Jar Guide, it really tries to lower the stakes on both of those fronts. It makes the financial ideas super simple, so they're not overwhelming.
Okay.
And then it uses the English language itself as a tool to create what psychologists might call cognitive distance.
Cognitive distance. That sounds complicated.
It just means it creates a little pause, a speed bump in your spending habits.
Okay. I like that. A speed bump. We are definitely going to unpack all of that. We have a lot of ground to cover. We're going to look at the psychology of spending, the specific vocabulary you need to navigate your financial life in English.
And we're going to do it by following the story of two characters from the source material.
Right. Emily and Paul.
Emily and Paul are crucial here. They aren't just, stick figures in a textbook. They really represent the two sides of our own brains.
Oh, interesting.
Emily is the impulse, the desire, the frustration of living in a world that's constantly telling you to buy things.
And Paul is?
Well, Paul is the logic.
The annoying logic.
Sometimes the annoying logic, yeah. But the necessary logic.
I think we've all been Emily. I was definitely Emily yesterday when I bought a sandwich I absolutely did not need.
And I've definitely been Paul, looking at a spreadsheet and just wondering, where did the numbers go wrong?
So here's the hook for you, the listener. Why should you stick around for this deep dive? Because we aren't just going to tell you to save money.
Ugh, that's the most boring advice ever.
It's useless advice. We are going to explore how to save money by changing the way you speak to yourself. We are going to look at the bicycle jar, not just as a container, but as a mechanism for changing your behavior.
A whole new habit system.
And we're going to prove that skipping one small thing, like that coffee you grab every morning out of habit, can actually buy you a bicycle or a car or, freedom.
And for anyone listening who is looking to polish their English, this is, it's a masterclass in functional vocabulary. We are stripping away all the Wall Street jargon.
Yeah, none of that.
No amortization, no hedge funds, just the words you actually need to survive and thrive.
It's a judgment-free zone. The whole point is improvement and consistency, not perfection. So, are you ready to build your money map?
Let's get started.
Okay, let's unpack this. Section 1, it's all about setting the foundation. And the source material calls this the money map.
I love that term.
Me too. Because it implies that without it, you are completely lost.
That's exactly right. Think about being dropped in the middle of a forest. If you don't have a map, you're just wandering in circles.
Yep, been there.
You might find some berries, you might fall off a cliff. And that is honestly how most people manage their finances. They just wander through the month, swiping their card, and just sort of hoping there's enough money left at the end.
I feel attacked. That is literally my entire 20s, just wandering, hoping for berries.
We've all done it.
But to build this map, we have to confront a word that I think scares a lot of people. It's the B word.
Budget.
Budget. Ugh. Just saying it feels heavy. It sounds like diet. It sounds like restriction.
It sounds like no fun allowed.
Yes, exactly that.
And that is the common misconception, and it's why so many people avoid it. There's actually a psychological term for this. It's called the ostrich effect.
The ostrich effect.
Yeah. We literally bury our heads in the sand because we are afraid of what the numbers will tell us. But the source material here, it completely flips that definition. A budget isn't a cage.
Okay.
It's a map.
Let's drill down on that. What is the actual definition we're working with today?
It's so simple. A budget is a plan for your money. That's it.
Just a plan.
It's not a punishment. It's a plan. It tells your money where to go instead of you wondering where it went.
I like that distinction. That's good. It's proactive, not reactive.
Exactly.
So let's do our first vocabulary spotlight. We're going to be doing these throughout the deep dive. We want these words to stick in your brain so you can use them tomorrow. So the word is budget.
And the definition.
Yeah.
A plan for your money.
And let's put it in a sentence. And for everyone listening, I'm serious. I want you to say this with us. If you're on the bus, maybe just mouth it.
If you're in your car, shout it.
Yeah. I need to make a budget for this month.
Let's give you a second to really form the words, I need to make a budget for this month.
It feels a little grown up saying that, doesn't it? I need to make a budget.
It does. It implies control. And to build this budget, to draw this map, the source material says you really only need to understand two flows. It's like hydraulics.
Okay.
Money flows in, money flows out.
It sounds so simple when you say it like that, but people get this mixed up all the time. Let's start with the good stuff. The money in.
The technical term here is income.
Income. I love income. Income is my favorite thing.
Everyone loves income. Income is the money you earn. Now, usually we think of this as a salary. You go to a job, you work 9 to 5, you get a paycheck.
Right, the classic model.
And that is income. But in today's economy, income's getting a lot more complicated, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. You might have a side hustle. You might drive for a rideshare app on the weekends. You might sell your old clothes online.
Exactly. And all of that is income, is any money that enters your ecosystem.
So it's not just the one paycheck.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
And the source material makes a really important point to say that you need to know exactly how much this is.
Yeah.
A lot of people guess. They say, oh, I make about $3,000.
Right.
About, but do you?
After taxes. After insurance deductions. That's the net versus gross trap, which we won't get too deep into that today, but the principle is know what actually hits your pocket.
Precisely.
So let's practice the word. Let's use it in a sentence. My income comes from my job. Or, if you're lucky, my income is stable.
Stability is the dream. My income is stable. Try saying that. It manifests a certain calm.
It really does. Okay, so we have the river flowing in. That's the income. Now we have to talk about the drain, the hole in the bucket, the money out.
Expenses.
Expense. It sounds expensive just saying it.
It does. Expenses are the money you spend. It's all the money leaving your pocket. And this is where the map usually gets blurry for people.
Why is that? Is it just because we have too many of them?
It's because expenses come in all these different disguises. You have the big, obvious one.
Like rent.
Rent, car payments. We call those fixed expenses. You know they're coming every month.
Right.
But then you have the variable expenses. That sandwich you bought, the pack of gum, the subscription you completely forgot to cancel.
The dreaded zombie subscription. I have at least 3 of those, I'm sure of it.
Exactly. And those are all expenses.
Mm.
And the source material really emphasizes that to build the money map, you have to track all of them, not just the big ones.
So the sentence practice here is a little painful, but it's necessary. My expenses are too high.
I think we have all felt that at some point. My expenses are too high.
Or maybe a more proactive one. I need to track my expenses.
That's a better one.
Yeah.
I need to track my expenses.
So synthesis time. What does this all mean? We have income flowing in and expenses flowing out. The expert advice in the source is that the relationship between those two numbers is the only thing that matters.
It's everything. It is the fundamental equation of personal finance. Income minus expenses equals what?
And there are only a few possible answers.
Precisely. If that final number is positive, you have savings. You can fill the bicycle jar.
Okay.
If the number is negative, you have debt.
Sure.
You are digging a hole.
And most people, I think, are just trying to break even. They are trying to get that number to 0 every month. But the goal here is to get to the positive. We want the bicycle.
And to do that, you have to control the expenses. You usually can't just snap your fingers and double your income.
I wish.
We all wish. But you can control your expenses. Well, some of them, anyway.
And that is the perfect transition to section 2, because not all expenses are created equal. This is where the drama happens. This is the core conflict of the entire guide.
It's needs versus wants.
Needs versus wants.
This sounds so elementary, right? Like needs and wants. We learned this in kindergarten.
We do.
But the source material argues that as adults, we completely lose the ability to tell them apart. Our brains are actually wired to trick us.
I feel this so deeply. I mentioned the sandwich earlier, but let's talk about the cronut. Do you remember the cronut craze?
The croissant donut hybrid?
Bread.
Oh, I do. People were lining up for hours.
I was one of those people. I stood in that line, and let me tell you, when I was standing in that line, my brain wasn't saying, I would like to purchase a pastry.
No. What was it saying?
My brain was screaming, you need this. Your survival depends on this sugar-coated ring of dough.
That is the dopamine talking. That is your brain seeking a reward. And that is exactly what the source material warns against. We confuse desire with necessity.
So we need to recalibrate our definitions. Let's start with the strict one. What are needs?
Needs. Okay, so these are the biological and societal non-negotiables. Things you must have to survive or work.
Survive or work. I like that qualifier. So shelter.
Absolute need. You have to pay rent or your mortgage.
Electricity.
In the modern world, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, total need. You can't work or store food without it.
Basic groceries.
Need. You have to eat bread, milk, vegetables, protein, the basics.
Okay, so let's practice the sentence. It's a declaration of necessity. It's very factual. I need to pay rent.
I need to pay rent. Notice there is no emotion there. It's just a fact of life.
Now, the enemy. The tricky one. Wants.
Wants are things you like, things that improve your quality of life, but things you can essentially live without. This category is where the budget battle is won or lost.
And the examples in the source are pretty cutting. Coffee shop coffee.
A classic want.
New video games.
Want.
And my favorite, fashion snacks.
Ah, the fashion snack.
I love this term so much. What exactly is a fashion snack?
It's those trendy, expensive snacks that look really good on Instagram. You know, the $12 artisanal kale chips or the bubble tea with the gold leaf on top.
Right.
You're not buying it for nutrition. You're buying it for the vibe.
You're buying it for the story. Look at me having this special treat.
Exactly. And that is a want.
So the sentence practice here is, I want a new phone. My current phone works fine. The screen isn't cracked. But the new one has 3 cameras.
I want a new phone. Just admitting it is a want, not a need, is the first step to controlling that impulse.
Now, this is where we really get into the story of Emily and Paul. There are guides in the source material. And Emily represents that confusion we all feel.
Right. So the scenario is this. Emily is looking at her budget for the last month, and she's stressed. She's staring at her money map, and she's realized she went off a cliff.
She has no money left to save.
None. And she says to Paul, I don't understand. I only spent money on food, and food is a need. I didn't buy clothes. I didn't buy games. I just bought food.
And this is a very common defense mechanism, right? It was for food, therefore it was a necessity.
Absolutely. But Paul, he digs a little deeper. He plays the role of the forensic accountant here.
So what does he find?
He looks at the receipts, and yes, it was food, but it was delivered food. It was takeout from those delivery apps every single night.
Oh, no.
Thai food, pizza, burgers, sushi, all delivered straight to our door.
And Paul drops the hammer. He says,
That's a want, not a need.
ouch, that must have hurt.
It's a harsh moment for Emily, because in that moment, she feels like she needs it. She's tired after work. She doesn't want to cook. We call this decision fatigue.
I know that feeling well.
She's exhausted, so the path of least resistance is just to open the app.
But Paul's distinction is so crucial for our listeners. The nutrition is the need. Your body needs calories to live.
Right.
But the service, the cooking, the packaging, the driving, the delivery fee, the tip, that is the want.
Exactly. You are paying a premium for the luxury of not cooking. And that luxury is very, very expensive.
It reminds me of the lipstick effect in economics, the idea that even when people are broke, they'll buy small luxuries like lipstick or an expensive coffee just to feel a little bit better.
Emily is buying takeout to feel better, but it's destroying her ability to fill the bicycle jar.
Okay, I think it's time to put our listeners to the test. We are going to do an interactive pop quiz.
Oh, I love a quiz.
We're going to give you a scenario and expense, and we want you to shout out or just think very loudly whether it is a need or a want, but be careful because we are going to try to trick you a little bit.
You won't make it too easy.
Okay, scenario number 1. Paying for your apartment, need or want? I'll give you 3 seconds.
Okay, let's see.
Time's up. Expert.
That is a need. Shelter is a biological necessity. You got to have it.
Easy start. Okay, scenario number 2. Buying a fancy latte every morning before work because you can't function without it. Need or want?
Ooh, this one is controversial.
This is a hot button issue.
It is. People get very, very defensive about their caffeine habits.
The answer is?
It's a want.
Mock outrage. How dare you?
I know. People will say, but I need caffeine. Okay, you might need caffeine. But caffeine, if you make it at home, costs what, 10 cents a cup?
Something like that.
The frothed milk, the caramel syrup, the barista, the cup with your name spelled wrong.
Yeah.
That is the want. You are paying a 3,000% markup for the experience.
That stings. But you're right. Okay, final one. Scenario number 3. Groceries from the supermarket. Need or want?
Okay. Let me think.
The answer is?
Generally, a need.
Generally.
Well, assuming you are buying ingredients to cook meals, vegetables, rice, chicken. If your cart is filled with only imported caviar and champagne, you might have to have a talk. But yeah, generally, groceries are a need.
So how did you do, listeners? Did you get all 3 right?
The point of this quiz isn't to make you feel bad about buying coffee. Not at all. It's to make you conscious of the decision. Every time you tap your card, you should have a little micro-debate in your head. Need or want.
And once you can tell the difference, you can start the mechanism, you can start filling the jar. This brings us to section 3, how the bicycle jar actually works.
This is the fun part. This is where we stop talking about restriction and start talking about growth and achieving something.
The visual here is so important. The bicycle jar. Why a jar? Why not just a savings account on your phone?
Because digital money feels fake. It's just pixels on a screen. When you swipe a credit card, you don't feel the pain of the money leaving your hand.
That's true. It's too easy.
And when you see a number in a bank account, you don't feel the joy of it growing in the same way. A physical jar is tangible. You can hear the coins clink. You can see the level rising. It gamifies the process.
And in the story, the characters are saving for a bicycle. But the bicycle is just a metaphor, right?
Right. The bicycle represents a goal.
Vocabulary spotlight. Goal.
A goal is something you are trying to achieve or buy. It gives your saving a purpose. Saving money just to have money is, well, it's boring. It's too abstract.
Yeah, it doesn't motivate you.
But saving for a bicycle? That's exciting. You can imagine riding it. You can imagine the wind in your hair.
Or saving for a trip to Japan. You can literally imagine the taste of the sushi.
Exactly. Visualizing the reward helps you survive the sacrifice.
So sentence practice. My goal is to buy a bicycle. Or fill in the blank. My goal is to buy a...
My goal is to buy a house. A big one.
My goal is to buy a new laptop.
And to reach that goal, you have to do the verb. You have to save.
Save. It's such a simple word, but it's a really hard action.
The definition is keeping money for the future. It is literally deferring gratification. You are saying, I will not eat this marshmallow now so that I can have 2 marshmallows later.
The famous marshmallow test. It all comes back to that.
It really does. So you say, I am saving for a trip. Try saying that. I am saving for a trip.
I am saving for a trip.
It explains why you aren't spending. It gives you a reason, a motivation.
Now let's talk about the math. Because Emily isn't getting a raise. Paul isn't winning the lottery. How do they actually get money into this jar?
They use a strategy that the source calls skip one want. It relies on the math of small numbers. We tend to dismiss small amounts of money. We think, oh, it's just $3. It doesn't matter.
It's just pocket change.
Right. But let's go back to the coffee example. Let's say that latte is $3. I know in some cities it's $6 or $7, but let's be conservative. Let's say 3.
Okay, $3. So if I skip that coffee once, I have $3. I can't buy a bicycle with $3. I can't even buy a tire for a bicycle.
No, you can't. But what if you skip it every day for a month? That is $3 times 30.
That's $90.
$90.
Okay, that's a serious setup.
That is a new pair of quality shoes. That is a really nice dinner out for 2. Or, more importantly, that is almost $1,100 a year.
Whoa, wait a second. Run that by me again? Over $1,000 a year just from skipping a daily coffee.
Just from the coffee. That is a plane ticket to almost anywhere in the world. That is a significant chunk of a down payment on a car.
This is the aha moment. We think we're broke, but actually, we're just drinking our airplane tickets.
That is a brilliant way to put it. We are eating and drinking our future goals.
So the strategy is identify one small recurring want. Just one. You don't have to live like a monk.
No, please don't.
Just pick one thing. Maybe it's the soda you buy at lunch. Maybe it's the magazine at the checkout. Skip it. And then take that money physically, if you can, and put it in the jar.
And then watch it grow. That visual progress is so addictive. Once you see $90 in the jar, you want to make it 100, then 200,
I want to ask the listener right now, we are going to do some speaking practice, but it's also visualization practice. I want you to close your eyes for a second. Unless you're driving, please keep them open and visualize your jar. What is written on the label?
Is it a car jar? A house jar? Is it a wedding jar? Or maybe it's just a freedom jar.
So here is the question. What are you saving for? I'm going to pause for 10 seconds. I want you to answer out loud, make it real. I am saving for go.
Silence for thinking.
Did you say it? Did you hear your own voice saying it out loud?
That is the first step to making it happen. When you articulate the goal, you are making a contract with yourself.
And holding that image in your mind, the car, the wedding, the house, that is the only thing that makes it possible to do the hard work, which brings us to section 4.
Section 4. Taking action, or as I like to call it, the painful part.
Because saying no is hard. We live in a culture of, yes, treat yourself, you deserve it, YOLO.
Exactly. Saying no feels so countercultural. It involves making these hard decisions about affordability and cutting back.
Let's look at the vocabulary of no. The big one here is afford.
Afford. This is a crucial verb. It means to have enough money to buy something. But what's interesting is in English, we almost always use this word in the negative.
That's so true. We rarely walk around saying, I can afford this pack of gum, I can afford this newspaper.
Right. We usually use it to set a boundary, to
Yeah.
say, I can't afford a new car right now.
And there's a lot of shame attached to that phrase, isn't there? People hate saying, I can't afford it. It feels like admitting failure or something.
It does. But we need to reframe that. Saying, I can't afford it isn't an apology. It's a statement of fact that's based on your map.
Oh, I like that.
It just means this item does not fit into my plan for the bicycle.
It's not, I am poor. It's, I am prioritized.
Exactly. But if the phrase, I can't afford it, still feels too heavy, you can soften it. You can say, it's not in my budget right now.
Ooh, that's classy. It's not in my budget. It sounds very professional, very CEO.
It does. It sort of shifts the blame to the budget. I would love to, but, the budget says no.
So, sentence practice. Let's be brave and say it. I can't afford a new car right now.
I can't afford a new car right now.
And when you realize you can't afford something, you have to do the action verb. You have to cut back.
Cut back. This is a great phrasal verb. It means to reduce spending on something specific. And note that it doesn't mean stop completely. It just means reduce.
That's a really important distinction. Emily doesn't have to stop eating food.
Of course not.
She just has to stop the delivery.
Yeah.
She is cutting back on delivery fees.
Right. Or maybe you love going to the movies. You don't have to never go again. But maybe you go once a month instead of every week. You are cutting back.
So the sentence practice is, I decided to cut back on eating out.
I decided to cut back on eating out.
Yeah.
And notice the agency there. I decided. You are the one in control.
Let's do another interactive reflection. We talked about what you are saving for. Now I want to ask the painful question, where is the leak in your boat?
Be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Nobody is checking your bank account right now but you.
The question is, what do you spend too much money on? Is it clothes? Is it digital skins in video games? Is it taxis when you could walk?
Think about it.
Yeah.
What is the one thing that makes you cringe a little when you see your credit card statement?
I'll give you a few seconds to think. I spend too much money on.
Thinking.
Identifying that leak is how you fix the boat. If you know you spend too much money on shoes, then you can say, okay, I need to cut back on shoe shopping.
That awareness is 50% of the solution.
Let's role play this for a second, because in the real world, you're going to have friends pressuring you. Come on, let's go to that expensive steakhouse. It'll be fun.
Peer pressure is a huge budget killer.
Yeah.
FOMO, the fear of missing out, is real.
Okay, so I'll be the bad influence. I'm the friend trying to make you spend money. You be the responsible budgeter using our new vocabulary.
Okay, I'm ready. I have my financial armor on.
Hey, look at those limited edition sneakers in the window. They are incredible. They're $200. You should totally buy them. You look so cool.
Wow, they are really nice, but honestly, I just checked my expenses for this month, and I really can't afford them right now.
Oh, come on. Just put it on a credit card. You deserve a treat.
I know, but I have a goal. I'm saving for that trip to Japan next summer, so I decided to cut back on impulse buys so I can buy my plane ticket.
Japan? Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, that's definitely better than sneakers. Good for you.
And scene.
See how that worked? You didn't just say, no, I'm broke. You explained the better thing you are doing instead. You pivoted to the goal.
And usually, people respect that. People respect a goal. Saying, I'm saving for Japan is a powerful shield against peer pressure.
This brings us to what the source calls the very important point of this whole deep dive. Section 5, the linguistic bridge.
This is the secret sauce. This is what separates the bicycle jar from just any generic finance blog.
The rule is this. When you manage your money, describe it in English.
Now, you might be asking, why? Why add this extra layer of difficulty? If I'm already stressed out about money, why on earth would I try to conjugate verbs about it?
It sounds counterintuitive, but the expert view is that narrating your actions reinforces the habit. It creates mindfulness.
There's a concept in psychology called labeling. When you label an emotion or an action, you actually move it from the emotional part of your brain, the amygdala,
Okay.
to the rational part, the prefrontal cortex.
So if I'm just silently swiping my card, I'm acting on pure emotion. But if I force myself to stop and construct the English sentence, I'm buying this coffee because I want it, I'm engaging my rational brain.
Exactly. The effort of translation slows you down. It acts as a mental speed bump. And in that pause, in that tiny moment, you might realize, wait, I don't actually need this.
Plus, from a language learning perspective, this is gold.
Yeah.
You're practicing English in real, high-stakes situations, not just filling out worksheets at home.
Contextual learning is the strongest kind of learning. It sticks.
So let's do a sentence building workshop. We are going to give you 3 sentence stems. These are like templates, a bit like a Mad Libs game. You just fill in the blanks.
Stem number 1, this is for your goal. I am saving for, and then you add your girl all.
So if your goal is a wedding, you say.
I am saving for a wedding.
If your goal is a new gaming PC.
I am saving for a new computer.
Stem number 2, this is for the action, the sacrifice. I decided to cut back on, and then you add the want.
I decided to cut back on chocolate. That's a hard one for me.
I decided to cut back on Uber ride.
And stem number 3, the reality check. The shield. I can't afford an expensive item right now.
I can't afford a vacation right now.
I can't afford a new television right now.
I want you to try to mix and match these. Tell yourself a little story. I'll go first. I am saving for a down payment on an apartment, so I decided to cut back on buying books, which hurts because I love books, but I just can't afford to buy new hardcovers right now.
There's very specific and very real. Okay, my turn. I am saving for a new guitar. I decided to cut back on buying lunch at the office cafeteria. I can't afford to spend $15 on a salad right now.
See, it clarifies the trade-off. It's not just deprivation for its own sake. It's a trade. Salad for guitar, books for apartment.
That is the challenge for you. Next time you're standing in a store or you're looking at an online checkout screen, say these sentences out loud.
You might feel weird. People might look at you.
Let them look. You are the one who is going to have a bicycle or a house at the end of the year.
Ask the question out loud. Is this a need or a want?
And if it's a want, ask, can I afford it? Does this help me fill my jar?
We are coming to the end of our deep dive. But before we wrap up, let's do a quick tone check. Because talking about money, especially cutting back on things, it can feel depressing. It can feel like we're scolding you.
It can. And I want to be very, very clear. We are not saying you can never have fun.
Yeah.
We are not saying you can never buy a coffee again.
God forbid, I need coffee to live. That's a need for me. I don't care what you say.
The source material really emphasizes that you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent.
This is the all or nothing fallacy, right?
Yeah.
People think, oh, I bought a latte today, failed the budget, so I might as well go spend $500 on dinner.
That is the what the hell effect.
Yeah.
Yes, that is a real psychological term. You mess up a little, so you decide to just mess up a lot. Don't do that.
If you buy the coffee today, don't beat yourself up. Just enjoy the coffee. It's delicious.
Absolutely. But tomorrow, maybe skip it.
Yep.
And put the $3 in the jar.
Financial literacy and language learning are both marathons, not sprints. You don't get fluent in a day. You don't get rich in a day. It's all about the small, consistent steps.
Small changes make big results. That is the mantra of the bicycle jar.
It really is.
Okay, before we go, let's do a lightning round vocabulary recap. We threw a lot of words at you today. We want to make sure they are locked in.
I will say the definition. You shout the word. Don't be shy. Ready?
Let's go.
A plan for your money.
Budget.
The money you earn. The money flowing in.
Income.
The money you spend. The money flowing out.
Expenses.
Things you must have to survive, like rent and food.
Needs.
Things you like but can live without, like coffee and game.
On town.
Keeping money for the future.
Save.
Something you were trying to achieve or buy.
Goals.
Have enough money to buy something.
Afford.
And finally, to reduce spending on something specific.
Cut back.
Boom. 9 words. If you know those 9 words, you can manage your money in English.
Yeah.
Have the keys to the kingdom.
You have the toolkit. Now you just need to start using it.
And that brings us to the homework assignment. Yes, we give homework here, but it's the kind of homework that actually makes you money.
The source material issues a specific 2-part challenge. We have 2 questions for you to answer today.
Question 1. Choose one. Want to skip today? Just one. Look at your day ahead. Is it the soda? Is it the chocolate bar? Is it that paid app on your phone? Is it the Uber when you could take the bus? Just pick one.
Skip it. And then take that money and physically set it aside. Even if it's just $1, start the jar.
And question 2. Tell us what you are saving for.
We want you to articulate that goal. Say it to a friend, write it in a notebook, post it in the comments if you're listening on a platform that allows that, or just say it to yourself in the mirror. I am saving for.
When you name the goal, it becomes real. When you hide the goal in your head, it just stays a dream.
Don't let your goal die. Fill the jar.
So that is the bicycle jar. It's a map. It's a jar. It's a language lesson.
And it's a philosophy. It's about getting what you really want by giving up the things you only sort of want.
I love that. Get what you really want by giving up what you only sort of want. That is
Wow.
going to stick with me next time I see a cronut.
Small changes make big results.
Thank you so much for listening to this deep dive. Go find a jar, an actual glass jar, label it with your dream, and start filling it. We will see you next time.
Happy saving.